Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 3rd of June. Now before I go into Endeavours, I will make sure the timestamps are in the description if you want to skip through this stuff or skip to one of the Endeavours that you're stuck on, if you don't want to worry about the other stuff. But Seasons of the Worm Cult has just released. The patch has brought out a couple of changes, particularly to the classes and obviously subclassing. So I'm just going to go through like a general, just to try and be brief and just go through the most important things related to the patch. So firstly, the UI, you might notice it looks a little bit different. I quite like it. It looks a bit more neat compared to before, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you know, so not everyone's going to like it. I don't know. Maybe there will be an add-on that changes it to what it was before, who knows. Yeah, subclassing, what you're here for, right? So you want to come find Batra at Hunding. There are 3 locations you can find her. Personally, I think the easiest one to get to if you haven't been to the Rift yet, because she's right next to the Wayshrine in the Rift. This is the most practical one to use, I think. There is a house in Home Tours you can visit. The house is right here, Old Mistfell Manor. So what you do, you just go to Home Tours, browse homes, look up, go to O, and then Old Mistfell Manor, this one here. So just travel to this. Go out the front door and it will take you here, and there's just a little bit of a trek up here and just get to the Rift and Wayshrine, and then you got this for forevermore. So what you do is you talk to her. Now the first time it will be free, you'll be able to choose one for free, but every time after that you're going to have to pay a little bit of gold to be able to change your skill lines. Now if you're not familiar with this, you can use other skill lines from other classes and put them into a class or a character that you've got at the moment. So, for example, I'm a sorcerer. I've got 2 of my sorcerer lines, but I've also added Winter's Embrace from the Warden line. Now, you don't have to just do 1. You can actually do you can replace 2, but the way it works is you can't have more than 2 of a skill line that is not of your own class. So as a sorcerer, I can have 2 sorcerer ones, but I can't have 2 of any other class. So I could have 1 from Warden, perhaps 1 from Necromancer, and then keep my Sorc one. Or I can just have 2 Sorc and 1 of a different class. You can't have 3 that aren't of your class, and you can't have 2 of a different class. That's the main things to remember. Now, the most important things I think you need to understand, firstly, when you do these, you start at level 1, but they are account shared. So as soon as you start ranking this up on this character, on this account, every other character will then be able to get Winter's Embrace and have it leveled from when you how do I say this? You get it from where you left off, right? So level up 10 times on this character, and I'll be able to go on to another character and get it level 10 already. But it's only that skill line. It's not any other skill line. And there's also, it requires 2 times as many skill points in each one. So if I get this, it'll take 2 skill points instead of 1. So that's a bit rough, but yeah, it's for in this day and age. There's a lot of skill points in this game, and you know, probably don't do this on your main character who's like your crafter, because then you'll really start wrecking your skill points. But on like a damage dealer, it's fine. It's not going to be a big deal. But it will require more time investment getting this sort of thing set up, which is what I imagine they wanted. It's also slower leveling. I don't know if I said that, but it also takes longer to level these skill lines up. And yeah, I think that's everything. So yeah, go nuts. This person will always be in this location. It doesn't matter which alliance you are; she'll always be in the Rift. She's in the other locations too for me, and I'm in Ebonheart Pact. So the other 2 locations, if you want those, they are Bankryre. You can find her right here in Bankryre. It's a little bit further than from the Wayshrine, and I don't know if there's any houses in Bankryre that you can use in the same way. I think there is, but yeah, I don't know for sure. And then the other one is Rolka in Reaper's March. No, sorry, not Rolka. It's in June. It's a bit weird because normally you'd think everything's in Rolka because this is where the Rits are, but no, it's in a different place. So it's right here, which is close to Wayshrine, and you do have this house up here, but I just prefer the Rift. It's just easier for me to use. But yeah, either of these 2 I think are fine. It's just weird that it's in June. It's normally stuff in Reaper's March is in Rolka. It's a bit weird. Anyway, so Going further on, we've got a Golden Pursuit coming, I believe, later tonight. Probably a few hours after this video is going to come out. I don't know what's going to be in it. I haven't seen anything related to it. Yeah, sorry. I'll be going through that in detail in another video though. So, and I will cover it when it comes out as well. I'll just do like a brief run through. Solstice, the new zone. You can find it at the bottom of the map, all the way down here underneath Merkmire. It's pretty small. I don't own it. I'm not going to buy this until it goes on sale, probably like a year from now. You can bet your ass it's going to be Endeavors though. I might reconsider on one account maybe, but I don't want to pay full price for this shit. It's just, I just don't see the point. It's always going to go on sale, so I just don't see the point myself. But I can guarantee there'll be some fucking Endeavors related to this one. There have been for all the other ones, and based on what I've seen for Westworld, some of these are probably going to be shit. If they do the kill humanoids in the zone again, I'm just going to get annoyed, because it means that public dungeons and shit don't count. Yeah, so yeah, it's down here. And you can just travel straight to this wayshrine here as soon as you unlock the zone, so you don't have to go to any boat swings or anything like that. You can get straight here. Alright, so there's a crafted set that also comes out with it. It's called Tideborn Wildstalker. Increases your damage done to direct damage, important to note, to monsters by 12%. Looks pretty good. What is direct damage? Direct damage is anything that isn't like a damage over time skill. So let's go through it. So this is not... So the 1000 shock damage every 1 second, that's not direct damage, but the synergy is. That's a direct damage synergy. The damage over time from Wall of Fire, and then you've got a direct damage part at the bottom there when it explodes, so that's considered direct damage. Pretty much anything that just is like a one-time damage thing, it's not like deals damage every second, that is considered direct damage. Everything else is not considered direct damage. So the initial hit, the 3,500 bleed damage from Trap Beast, that's direct damage. Boundless Storm is not, I believe, because it's every 2 seconds. Mage's Wrath is direct damage, and Crushing Shock is direct damage. So your spammable skills, your like hard-hitting direct class skills will be direct damage as well. So a lot of the stuff that you deal will be considered direct damage. Status effects as well are mostly considered direct damage. Future me here just pointing out as well, I'm pretty sure that channeled abilities also count. So Beam, like Arcanist Beam, Jesus Beam, Jabs, I'm pretty sure they count as well. Not 100% sure though. Except for like Burning, which is like, I think that's damage over time. Same with Poison. But most of the other stuff is considered direct damage. So this should be pretty good. It won't be meta by any means, I don't think, but it's a crafted set, so it's really easy to use, or really easy to get your hands on. So yeah, pretty good. For heavy attack builds, there is a new Rakat's Void Mantle. This one increases the damage of your heavy attack, so that one will be pretty strong for like heavy attack builds. Do consider that. There's also the other new one. I need to... hold on. Antiquities. Yeah, this one here. Monument Reforged. Apparently this is the meta PvP item now. The Mage Force and Minor Berserk is really strong, and Minor Vulnerability isn't that big of a deal. Minor Timidity too. If you don't know what Minor Timidity is, it reduces your... It takes away ulti. It's only a very small amount though. More than the Mage Protection, Minor Vitality, and the Force and Berserk more than make up for it. Okay, so now we get to the champion point changes. So I actually quite like what they did here. They reduced the amount of champion points you need for a lot of this stuff. Reduced some of the other ones, apparently not. Liquid Efficiency though, them reducing this one to 50 is also nice. Yeah, Gifted Rider, War Mount, Liquid Efficiency. Cut Purse's Art is another one that they reduced by quite a lot. And then fucking Soul Reservoir. I don't think I've ever gotten this one anyway myself, but yeah. Got that as well. There is a new champion point though, you might have noticed. Discipline Artisan. So it increases the... This is like sort of designed to go alongside subclassing. Increases the amount of XP you get for skill lines with active skills. So I imagine things like excavation, scrying, craft lines, I think they don't count because they don't have this is like the XP gain through kills and stuff. So yeah, I don't think it works for that, unfortunately. Class changes. Oh boy, there's a little bit to go through. So it's not alphabetical. I think it's based on, because you go Dragon Knight and then Templar. It's like, oh, okay. But I think it's based on the 4 classes that came from base game, and then it goes through the 3 that they added later, the pay-gated ones, based on when they were released. So Dragon Knights, TLDR, a lot of their sustained passives have been nerfed a little bit. A couple of their other passives have been buffed. The armor passive has been increased, and the health recovery they get, it's not very meaningful. It's like fucking, what? It's like 60 health recovery? Or 40 health recovery? Yeah, 60. Woo! What a buff. But yeah, the things that are good, though, are the cost reductions. So some of these have been reduced in cost, which is good. So that should help the sustain a little bit. But it's some of the skills that aren't as casted as often, though. Like Lava Whip hasn't been cost reduced or anything like that. So other stuff. This one here is going to be a problem, though. Battle Roar. This is one of their main ways to get sustain, and it's been nerfed by about, is that like 25% reduction? Yeah. So that's not great either. I don't really like what they've done with some of this stuff. It's like a lot of this is supposedly nerfing for the sake of like allowing it to not be overpowered in subclassing. Like Pet Sorks especially, like I don't like what they did. But yeah, it's too late now. Templar, jabs is the main thing. So puncturing strikes, it can now only hit a maximum of 6 targets. Whereas before you could hit as many targets as you want. It just did less damage. I preferred myself to have the just being able to hit everything. Especially for Endeavors, because it means you can do your class skills Endeavor on Templars really easily. But now it's just like, I personally think it will be slowed down a little bit by this, which isn't great. So I'd say just skip this class and just go a different one for class skill Endeavors. Everything else is just kind of a couple of passives buffed. Spear Wall gets Minor Berserk now. There was something, yeah, Lightweaver. You automatically block some things. I think this is a bit of a... I don't think this is as good as having armor, because... Oh, sorry, no, I'm dumb. Block all attacks at no cost. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, that is stronger than having armor, because blocking reduces it by 50% in total. So yeah, that's a lot stronger. Okay. And then, oh yeah, beam. That's right, yeah, beam. This is now 4 seconds long as opposed to 1.8 seconds as it used to be. Again, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like things like, because you can just get interrupted. Or did they stop it being interruptible? I think they might have. Oh yeah, it's also dodgeable. I'll have to check if it's interruptible. Because if it is still interrupted with 4 seconds, that's fucking dumb. Yeah, so that's it. Alright. Fucking Nightblade. What the fuck is this? So, Grim Focus is now literally a double barrel shotgun. So you can fire it twice. It stacks up to 10 times. The amount of weapon damage you get from the stacks is now reduced. But I think this is stupid. I don't think they should have done this. It's like, oh, that's great for you, because I fucking play Nightblades mostly, right? Probably not, because they're gonna nerf the shit out of this once they realize just how fucking stupid it is. I think this is silly myself. They got a lot of other passive buffs too, which is weird, because I think these guys are just in a fine position. Probably not for meta, but definitely for general play, I think they were fine. Yeah, that's the only big thing. They just got a bunch of other passive changes. Like, pressure points used to be pen, now it's just crit chance. And they increased the max health from Dark Vigor, so every time you slot a shadow ability, you get more max health. And some more ulti-gen from using potions. And yeah, just some more passive buffs. Just to change a bit to this. It used to just be max magic, and now magicka and stamina. So if you stack to magicka, you get less, but it gives you more for both. Alright, sorcerer. This one I'm not a big fan of. Non-pet sorcerers have been basically they've helped it a little bit. It hasn't been left for dead as much as it was at the start of PTS. But the main things to note are the max health buff that came from Expert Summoner. This only comes from pets now, or I think that was the way it was before. Yeah. Here's the main thing. Ward no longer heals you if you don't have any pets active. That's like also trying to respect that not every ability in the skill line is focused on pets. Emphasis on trying, because you didn't. It didn't succeed. Yeah, they merged a couple of things over. Yeah, I don't like this as a non-pet sorc, but pet sorcs are really strong. One thing to note regarding Daedric Prey is the Daedric summoning pets. The more of the Infernal counts as a Daedric summoning pet, so you can still use that and still gain benefit from Daedric Prey, I'm pretty sure. According to Skinny Cheeks, that's the way it works, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure more of Infernal is still good, still just fine. Oh yeah. This is something to note. Sorry, not Expert Mage. Mage's Fury. Now only lasts 2 seconds, so you can't stack up a bunch of bursts with sorcerers like you used to. You still can a little bit, but not as much as you used to before. Warden, Northern Storm got a change. Reduced the damage of it, but now it gets damage done percentage rather than weapon spoutage, which is stronger, definitely stronger, and it lasts a lot longer. So the actual damage from the ultimate is not as good, but the utility from this is way better. So yeah, that's quite good. I still don't like their passive though. I still don't like the AoE spam ball for Wardens. Not a big fan of that still though. Oh God, already fucking 20 minutes long. All right, Necro, Flame Skulls now make a corpse. So they've taken the way to get corpses from a couple of other things and just made it this. So their spam ball just gives you corpses. Now there is something to note in PvP right now. The Blast Bones is... Sorry, bloody cat just knocked something over. So the Blast Bones ability, this is hella bugged in PvP right now. Sometimes it just doesn't let you cast it, even if you don't have like 5 things up at a time. They're aware, but yeah, it's fucking dumb. It was like people knew about it and talked about it in the early PTS, and they didn't do anything about it. Fucking typical. But yeah, mostly just passive buffs for Necromancers. Arcanist, get ready. Fate Carver, increase the cost of the ability that's more by 40%. Bam! Hit by the nerf hammer. Also, now max of 6 targets, which I think is the biggest nerf that they got. So, yeah, that's not great. So it got the same effect as Templar Jabs. I think Templar Jabs got it worse because this is like long range. Jabs is close range. Bit silly, but yeah, everything else is mostly passive buffs to just like the class skills. I should note that where is it? Arcanist Domain. This now has a 6 target cap. I don't know what it was before, but I feel like this is in relation to Banner Bearer now giving minor courage, and Banner Bearer I believe can target 12 people. So yeah, just another way to try and sell more Gold Road. That being said, they're making Gold Road free, or scribing free, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, probably not a good argument there, Jackson. But okay, there's some weapon skill stuff, but it's not that important, I think. Scribing, again with their comment calling us stupid. Where is it? Yeah. We were worried about how it would fit into many builds. Notion of chambering ability is more complex, skill reliant. They're just calling us stupid. Yeah, that was quite funny. Alright, consumables. The only real thing I think is worth noting here is that food and drink now correctly lists the amount of resources being applied on the character screen. I don't know if this means it's separate. I will check. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. Okay. I guess that was just like a tooltip error, maybe. I would much rather they show you just how much it's actually giving you in here, like with modifiers and stuff. That would be great. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tooltip thing, I think. Everything else in that list is just fixes. That's literally all it was. Footman's got a buff. That set's like from 2014. It's crazy. Some changes to mythics. Boy, Pearls of LNFA. I don't know how this is gonna go, but it's no longer a unique buff, and I'm pretty sure you can get major heroism from other methods. So yeah, that's not great. Pillager's also got a pretty hard nerf. I did talk about this before, but they're increasing the difficulty on a lot of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually is pretty difficult now. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the Risen Saints. They were quite tough before, I think. I personally struggled with them. Alright, and then we've just got one more thing for Endeavours. Where are they? Yeah, here we go. Endeavours Con Pursuits. I did talk about these before as well, but these here, so there were very specific ones that would say improve item, and they wouldn't tell you how many items, except for in the actual Endeavours like progression tooltip. They've changed that, which is nice. I don't like this. No fun allowed. So before you could, if you killed a Del boss when someone else hit them, it would count multiple times and make it a lot quicker to do it. Now it takes ages. I fucking hate this one. That being said, they did finally apparently fix the issue where when you craft items in your home for Gone Pursuit challenges, it wouldn't count if you crafted multiple at a time. You'd have to craft them one at a time for some things like cooking. I will check again if they've actually fixed this when it comes up next, but there's nothing to test it on right now. But yeah, I'm not just gonna assume that they did that, because it didn't happen last time. So that's everything I think worth noting. The rest of it's just other shit. Alright, so let's get into Endeavours. Alright, Endeavours time. So, deconstructing at a blacksmithing table, wild or domestic animals, new Mundus Stone Boon, Battlegrounds to the Guildmate, 10 skills with actual skill styles. Man, they are getting lazy. How many times have we seen these two here in the last few days? Once again, I'm going to say skip this one because it is horse shit. Being both two Battlegrounds and a Guildmate, it's like two of the worst things in one. Obviously, if you want to do Battlegrounds, go here, join queue, and that's it. If you want an easy way to make a guild, you just go creating and joining guilds here. In the guild menu, just press the G key, go create guild, and just you could probably just give it a random name. Yeah, so yeah, just do that, and then what you do is you find any player. It doesn't have to be a friend. It should be a friend because yeah, it's always more fun with friends. But you can get anyone. Go to the roster, go add member, put in their name. You can either put in their @name, or you can put in their fucking hell, I cannot spell. You can put in their @name or their character name, so they both work. So you do that, they have to accept it, and then they get joined into the guild, and then you group up and do the battleground. Don't do it while you're already in the battleground, because I think it won't work. When this comes up for Infinite Archive, it doesn't work there sometimes. So yeah, just make sure you're in the guild together before you start the battleground, and before you even get in the group, I think, just to be sure. But yeah, again, wouldn't suggest this one because it is shit. You will do all four of these way quicker. You'll probably do the entire weekly quicker than you'll do two battlegrounds with the Guildmate, just because of how long you're waiting for the queue. Alright, so 10 skills is actual skill styles. You can do this anywhere if you've already got one. If you don't know what they are, go anything with this icon here next to it indicates something that can have a skill style. So all it is just a recolor of the skill. That's all it is. So in this case, it's just vigor, but it's blue. So there's, it depends entirely which one you're going to have access to. If you have Gold Road, it's going to be easy. There's a bunch you can get access to easily. One of the earliest you can get is if you complete the second era of scribing, you get Orchid Purple Soul Trap. And what you do is you just go to like a... Today it's probably good anyway because you got Mundus Stones. You just go to a Guildhall, find a target dummy, and just spam this on the target dummy 10 times, and that'll be it. But yeah, if you don't want to target, like you can use this one without a target. So that's it. You just cast it 10 times, and that's the endeavor done, right? Now, if you don't have access to Gold Road, it's a little bit more in the air. So go to the Seals of Endeavour store, type in skill. Now, there is Vigor Verdant Green. This is just the same, except instead of blue, Vigor is green. So I would recommend, if you don't have any, this is like your last option. It's paying 2,000 seals to be able to do these easily. Trust me, for 2,000 seals, I do think this is worth it. Because you can do this endeavor anytime it comes up, and this endeavor is usually one of the easiest if you can get access to one of these skill styles. If not, there's a couple of other things. If you were around a little while ago, there was a crown store, a free crown store thing, where it would give you a bunch of skill style, like reskinned class abilities. So, for example, I've got a Boundless Storm here in red. Some of these you can just cast at will. Again, just like Vigor, but some you can't. Like Nightblades, their 3 skills all require a target, which is not great. But in most cases, you'll be able to. You wouldn't have been able to get this if you needed to. The prerequisite was to have 2 max level characters, so you might not have this. The only other one I would recommend in this case, if you don't have any of these other options, there's a base game thing for Magi Regarth. If you go to the store for her, there's a bunch you can buy for keys. It's pretty rough though, because it's a lot of keys to spend. But if you don't have any other options and you do have a bunch of keys lying around, you can get things like Twin Slashes, Lilac Purple, which is really easy to get your hands on. Same with Snipe. These are both like really low level skills to get access to immediately. Like you can just go kill a few things and you'll get access to them if you get a bow or dual wield. Cleave and Momentum, these don't require a target though, just like Vigor. Same with Regeneration, Lilac Purple, but this requires 40 keys, so that's pretty rough. Yeah, any of that stuff works. If you have access to any of that stuff, I would recommend using it. Because, yeah, this is definitely one of the easiest. As soon as you log in, just slot one of these as your Reskinned skill, and then just cast it 10 times. That's it. Job done. Sorry, I just want to add this at the end. I forgot to talk about this. The ones I would recommend that you do are these 3 here. And you can kind of do them all at the same time, because what you can do is Monkey's Rest is here. This has got your livestock, your wild and domestic animals. This is where you can get your Mundus Stone, though you'll need to get a different one if you don't want the lady. And then you can go straight to Imperial City and do the rest of it via the blacksmithing items that you can claim from there. So you can do all of them pretty damn quick. But yeah, also guild halls. I'll link those in the description if you want a couple of guild halls that work well. Just for PC though, I don't have any for console. If anyone knows any good guild halls for console, I'll link them as well. But I just don't know any. I do think blacksmithing is a really good option. But yeah, for now I'll just do wild or domestic animals. So my usual place to go is Monkey's Rest, just northwest of Vocal Guard. Just where I'm traveling now. And you find monkeys all over the place. Usually other people have the same idea. But yeah, you kill all of these monkeys here. They all count as livestock. Or wild or domestic animals. It's a bit weird because you'd think wild animals like wolves and shit would count, but they don't. TLDR for wild or domestic animals, anything with 1 HP. The monkeys here have 1 HP. Anything that has 1 health like that is considered a wild animal. I don't know why they worded it like that, but yeah, it's Cinemax for you. A couple of other places that are good. There's this oasis here in Alika Desert. This is full of mountain goats. Or is it mountain goats? Or just goats? Something like that. You can kill them and they count as well. In Kanathi's Roost, there are a bunch of sheep here that you can kill. Just don't be near the Khajiit dude that's around here, because they'll give you a bounty if they see you killing them. But yeah, there's tons of sheep here that you can get around here and around here too. The other option I usually use is Imperial City. It's a free DLC. I go to... Interesting. I go to White Gold Tower. It's not perfect. Sometimes it doesn't work very well. But it's instanced. So even if like everyone's killing all the wild and domestic animals in every other spot, this could work for you as well. So bring your cursor around and look for anything with 1 HP. So you've got a Daedrat here. This guy counts. In this corner, sometimes there'll be something... not in this case. Oh yeah, there's a Daedrat over there. So there's another one. Just kill that. And yeah, just keep looking around for things with 1 HP. There was something there. Yeah, there we go. Spider. That works too. We got, in this room, there's a couple of things on this pier usually. There's a snake over there. Oh, he leaves behind me. There's a snake. Where was he? Yeah, right there. And then I think sometimes there's also a creature over here. And then there's also a couple of upstairs. So take the ladder. There'll be a couple of things here. Yeah, there's a scuttler there. And there's some things down here too. There's a centipede over there. So yeah, just check around these areas here. But don't go any further than that. Because at that point, there's just enemies, as you can see over there. Did I see? Yeah, okay, there's a scuttler there too. So yeah, after the scuttler, just don't go any further. Because it's just tough enemies from here on in. Okay, Mundus Stone. So this is probably one of the quickest Mundus Stones to get to if you don't have any other wayfronts near any other ones. So it's just northwest of Vocal Guard, very close to Monkey's Rest. So you can do both of these at the same time, kind of. So if you want one that's like even closer to a way shrine, spending less time, if you can get this way shrine, there's the ritual right next door. It's like literally almost in viewing distance. Now, I know most people like the Thief. That's like the main Mundus Stone that everybody uses. The easiest one I think to get to is get this way shrine and travel to it from here. There is a house up here near Frostvault. It's called Frostvault Chasm. That is what I would use via home tours to get there. You can use Grimheart's Woe. They're both quite similar. Yeah, Frostvault Chasm will probably be a little bit closer though. So yeah, just use that. Or what you could also use is a GuildHall. So this one right here, for example, is one I use quite often. So as an example, this GuildHall here has all the Mundus Stones right next to the front door. So what I'll do here is, this is the Thief. This is what I usually use. So I'll just get the Theed. And then what I'll do is I'll immediately turn around and just get the Thief, like I was using before. So that way you don't have to travel to do different Mundus Stones. You can just basically do both at the same time. Yeah, well, it's your uncle. So last one is blacksmithing items. So we'll just go do that now. So I just queue to Imperial City usually for this one. The only thing is you have to be level 10. I'll show an alternative if your character's not level 10 yet, just in case you want to do that. Alright, so in here, every time, like, regardless of which alliance you are, they'll all look a little bit different, the bases, but they all have the same thing. They've got these weapon racks here, and they've got blacksmithing items. So just grab all the metal items that you can find on these, and that is what you're deconstructing. So now we go to the room that has the, like, leather icon, this one here. All of the bases also have this. So there'll be a blacksmithing station here. You just go to that. And go to our items that we've just taken. And deconstruct those. And so you're not spending anything on resources. Obviously you can just go here, craft some iron daggers for iron ingots and like style materials. Style materials you can get from style masters or blacksmiths and stuff like that. And then iron ingots you can get from guild stores. That's probably a little bit quicker. But just because there's no... You don't use any resources to do this, I just prefer that. Now, if you want a below 10 method, in Vocal Guard, if you go right here... Oh, no, sorry, not Aegis of Oriel. Bright Steel Armory has tons of blacksmithing items in it. So does Aegis of Oriel. It's got a bunch of heavy armor. But these two alone will be more than 8 items that you need. Now, they will be stolen though, so you either need to make sure you're stealth while you do it, or... Now that subclassing has become a thing, get the Shadow skill line on one of your characters. Trust me. This skill here, Cloak, is one of the most helpful skills in the game, I think, for doing endeavors. And what this will do is you can cast this, and it's a toggle. So what it'll do is it'll make you invisible. So even if you're not stealth, you go in, you cloak, and then you can deal as many items as you want, and they won't spot you, as long as you don't talk to them, and as long as you don't run out of magicka. So preferably do it on a magicka build. Yeah, now that subclassing is the thing, it's just open up, like, you don't need to make a Nightblade anymore. I still would recommend it, because I do like the Nightblade kit as a whole for doing endeavors. I think it's actually quite good. But yeah, just as a minimum, just get this skill. This skill alone makes the entire fucking skill line worth getting, I think. Like, you don't even need anything else. Alright, so that's everything. So if you got any questions, as always, just let me know. If you have any inputs for your own to put in for the patch notes, go for it. What you think. But yeah, that's endeavors done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to your support as always. Weekly will be out soon. Yeah, take care. I'll see you all next time. and have fun with subclassing. Let me know how it goes.